The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's away we go then. Well, terms like genius and legend are often used, overused in football, but there is very little doubt that they do apply to this fella, the great Ronaldinho.
One of the best there's ever been, Peter, and always with a smile.
He was born with a football at his feet. Turns back here, probably the best option. Lemina. Now it's Rashford. And he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. Serginho. He is through here. Played in.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Nesta spots it and intercepts. And here's Batistuta.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Yamal. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Oh, a delicate chip through. This is a promising build-up. Neither side especially adventurous early on. Makaleli. Good ball, good take. Ødegaard. Fernandes. Ødegaard. Can he spark a counter here? McAllister. And it's Beckham. Makaleli. It's a pretty loose pass. Alexander-Arnold. Fernandes. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Alexander-Arnold. Yamal. He's on it, can he get away? And here's Ronaldinho. Oh, he's burst through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Big chance! Threads one in. Beckham in acres of space out wide. Drogba! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Assegnato al 23esimo minuto, numero 18. Drogba!
So the first moment of real significance.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Nesta. Camavinga gets across to intercept that. Now it's McAllister. Beckham providing an outlet on that flank. And they've managed to get rid. Pressure stays on, it is a corner. Beckham standing over it. Drogba! And he's quick to get rid. He's going for goal! And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Milan have got it back and they'll have another go. And it's Camavinga. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Done delicately. No, he's just misjudged that one. Rashford showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Keeper's got good distance on that. Drogba. Drogba proves just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And it's Lamina. Serginho is always looking to play quality balls. Can he get it through? He's in plenty of space here. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, great leap! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
That definitely had the element of surprise to it. Clearly came in when no one was expecting it, and it was drilled.
Ødegaard. He won't be happy with that one. Makaleli. And that's really well manoeuvred. Leicester cuts out the pass. That is ended up in no man's land.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Ødegaard. And he shoots! Now, who's going to be first to this? Makaleli. And that is the end of the first half. It's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think it's a case of so far, so good. The boss has clearly done his homework, and I don't think he needs to change much during the break. Now they've got the lead, they can expect more of the same in the second half.
Como leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break. The second half is up and running.
Como definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Ball swung in. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Yamal. Now it's Yamal. He's got away. Now, can they get him away? And the finish! And that's a good finish. AC Milan are all square. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
Sostituzione di giocatori. Numero 27.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, I think he'll undoubtedly add more movement and fluidity in the final third with his passing range.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Now it's Ronaldinho.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Lamina. And here's Fernandez. Great chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Knocks it into space. In with the challenge.
We're in for an intriguing second half now. Contrasting moods that could reverse in a flash.
Yamal. Ah, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Makaleli. Almost an hour gone. Looking for a runner.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Terrific effort! Another headed effort. Again, not the most fruitful.
Maybe they're trying to cash in on this, but someone has to up the quality here, both movement and delivery.
Como still have the cards to affect this game. Camavinga. And it's Ødegaard. Nice looking ball. Pass somewhat off target. It's a throw-in. Cafu just loves to go forward whenever he can. Well, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Ødegaard. That has not gone well. Beckenbauer. Ødegaard. Look at the space. Chance! Goal! Milan! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better?
And the shot! And a neat finish! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Simplicity itself.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
This is frightening football. He has increased defensive fear on the way to that hat-trick.
Sostituzione di giocatori. Numero 4.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Milan now in a position far more desirable.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do...
Oh, good climb! And how did he not put that away?
Well, at least they're showing some positive intent now, Peter. That's the sort of urgency that's required when you do go behind.
That's a shade optimistic. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Stood up well to him there. Fernandez. Now that looks a decent ball. Ronaldinho. In towards the back stick.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Azar. He's through here. Now it's Shevchenko. And he's managed to get free. Gets his head up! He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. Como presented with a golden opportunity here. So we're ready to go. And that's one back! A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Yeah, the keeper was trying to make him think that he was going to dive one way here. Could have just held a little longer.
Como cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho. Milan surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And he's picked it up out wide. Oh, now this is interesting, and the referee has pointed to the spot. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. Beckham shoulders the responsibility. And he scores! Back in business! Not much more than a formality.
A picture of confidence. That was never missing.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Oh,
Shapes to shoot! Oh, he's done it! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Shevchenko demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, these last few moments are going to be pretty frantic, I would think, as the opposition try tooth and nail to get back into this. We're never done, till it's completely done.
Into stoppage time, whistle due any moment. Ødegaard, that's destined for the flank. And it's Lamina. He's a sharp little ball here. Azar. Here's a man who his teammates can look to in all times. And he was quick to react. Edmilson. And that is that. Como have won it by sheer force of character. As winning teams do, they managed to find that little extra when they needed it. Beckham picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So a game of thrills and tiny margins, so many what-ifs and what might-have-beens, but eventually we have a winner.
Como really wanted this.